Most people live their entire lives waiting for motivation to strike. They're just waiting for that right moment, the right circumstances, and the ideal conditions. But here's what most people don't understand. You don't need years of preparation and some crazy ass plan to become what you want to become. You just need that one click. And that click, that exact moment is enough to change your reality, to change your entire mindset, and to become what you want to become. Let me tell you a story about a man who actually proved this. And then I'll show you how to exactly build that unbreakable mindset. So this story is about David Goggins, and this man inspired me and a lot of people around the world. And if you don't know him, I don't know under what rock you're living, but yeah, just search him up and you'll get to know his story. So this guy was overweight, miserable. He was working as a pest control worker and he was basically completely out of shape. And his life was going absolutely nowhere. One day, he was just sitting on his couch and flipping the channels, and he sees a Navy SEAL documentary. And after finishing that documentary, something clicked inside his mind. So before he was 300 pounds, working as a pest control worker, he was depressed and was having a victim mindset. And after watching that documentary, he decided to become a Navy SEAL. But here's the problem. He had to lose over 100 pounds in just 3 months in order to just qualify for Navy SEAL. So what did he do? He went all in with all of his energy. He used to wake up at 4 a.m. and just run. He ran for hours, days, continuously, and he pushed past his limits that wouldn't be possible for a normal man. And if you ask him, did it hurt? Then he will say, yes, it hurt, but he did it. He pushed his mind so far that he even broke his entire leg in that process of running for days. And did he ever wanted to quit? Absolutely, but he didn't. And that's the click I'm talking about. That one moment that changed his entire life. And he became the most influential man, the most powerful man with his mind in the entire world. And this happens to almost every single one of us. Like before this click, we just give excuses to our own self. We always wait for that right time, that something will happen eventually and time will heal everything. And we always be in this victim mentality. And because of which, you always live the same 6 months of your life. You always live the same year of your life. 2024 was the same for you, and 2025 became the same way. And you are the same person right now. That is why you clicked on this video. But what happens after this click? You suddenly start to take action on every single thing that you hate. You start moving your body a lot more, and you start having this victory mentality. And because of this, you experience a new reality, which basically gives you a much better life. And this is exactly what Goggins understood. And that single click where you just stopped being what you were in the past, and you started to become someone that you always wanted to be. It's not gradual. It's an instant click. Like the one day you have this click, and the other day you just become a new, different person. It's just that quick. One day you're just making excuses, and the other day you become a complete beast. And trust me, if you watch this video till the end, you'll walk away with that click. And this is not some strategy that will force you to watch this entire video so I can get more views. I don't give a shit if you still be this person, and if you still live the same 6 months of your life. I don't give a shit. But if you're someone who want to experience the reality and you just want that click, then this would be helpful for you. But if you're not, just skip this video, just go away, because I don't really care about you, man. You already lost, because you can't even sit for an hour-long video. You just want animations and editing all over the place. If you're having that monkey brain, then just go away. Sorry if it hurts you, but this is the truth. So yeah, I'm talking to those who want to change this, who want to make an impact in their life, who are tired of being this person and who want to change their reality. This paradigm shift happens as soon as you realize that everything you thought was impossible was just another story you told yourself. And that click is available to you right now, in this moment. And there are 3 habits that you must build in order to achieve what you want to achieve, in order to become what you want to become, and in order to get rid of that identity that is still keeping you broke. So habit number 1, find your own way. Now, a lot of these gurus online say you have to have a morning routine. You have to wake up every single day, 4 a.m. in the morning, and you have to do cold shower, cold plunges, and you have to meditate for hours before you get on to work. And I have tried every single one of those. I'm telling you, I have tried cold shower, cold plunges, I have tried meditating just after waking up, I have tried journaling, a lot of those shit. But let me tell you what works for me, and then you can decide what will work for you. So this is what gurus tell you to do. They tell you to wake up 4 a.m. every single day. They tell you to do cold shower, cold plunges. They tell you to meditate just after you wake up. They tell you to journal and all those bullshit, okay? But what I did was completely opposite, okay? I tried all those things, but it didn't work for me. Maybe it could work for you, but again, you have to find your own way, okay? So what I did, as soon as I woke up, I immediately got on to work. Nothing else. I wake up, and without even checking my phone, I just get to work. And at that time, at that day, whenever I did this, I experienced that maybe I don't need all this. Maybe I just love work. And because of which, I actually started to get obsessed with working. I know it might feel very intimidating, but I love work that much. I sleep, I think about work. I think about business. I think about how to get results to the clients, how to make them reach more numbers and do more revenue. And as soon as I wake up, I still think about work. Even though I check my phone for a second, I just think what I'm doing, I just need to work. Because you don't understand, whenever you wake up in the morning or whenever you wake up, okay, let's say you wake up at 8 a.m., okay, in the morning. And you put yourself through a lot of stimulations. You check your phone, you go through all these messages, and all your brain is experiencing is stimulation, okay? So you are experiencing these spikes, and this is not healthy for you. And this is why whenever you wake up, at this time, if you start working those, let's say you work for 4 hours straight after 8 a.m., I'm telling you, you will get more done in these 4 hours that you can do in 12 hours of your time after you do all of this bullshit after waking up. Now, I'm not telling you to not have cold shower, I'm not telling you to not wake up at 4 a.m., I'm not telling you to not start meditating, I'm not telling you to not do journals, but all I'm telling you is find your own rhythm. That's what I want. Because most of the morning routines that you see these gurus telling you, 95% of those gurus don't even do that shit by themselves. Like some of them do, but I know most of them don't do. They just teach you this thing but don't apply. So find your own rhythm. Find what energizes you from inside. If you feel like working till 4 a.m. in the morning and then go to sleep, just do that because it's your rhythm. I'm no one to tell you that you should be waking up at this time, you should be having cold shower and shit like that. All I'm telling you that this worked for me, that as soon as I wake up, I just get onto this setup and I start creating things. I'm shooting this YouTube video. I haven't had my breakfast because I know if I'll have breakfast, have those carbs, then I won't be able to make this video. I would get lazy. So this is my world. This is my way of designing my own world, and you should do it too. You shouldn't copy anyone's morning routine because it won't work. And you might have tried all those things and it didn't work. You know this as well. So I work whenever I feel sharpest. Okay? So this is the thing you need to realize. This gives you burnout. endless burnout. And this gives you stability. Okay? And you always need to find that balance. I'm not talking about work-life balance. I'm talking about the balance in work. Okay? I'm talking about how you manage your own self. And once you find the balance, you always have to find that, like let's say it's a scale, and you have to find what's your point on that scale. Every scale doesn't fit everyone. My brain is wired in such a way that I always think about work, and just work. When I eat, when I go to gym, when I sleep, all I think is work. And because of which I get like endless ideas inside my mind flowing. Let's come to habit number 2. Embrace the struggle. Now, every single one of you, I'm talking man to man. If you're a man, you should exercise. Because exercising teaches you how to embrace the struggle. Okay? And it's the first layer of experiencing the struggle. See, if you don't have a struggling life, and if you don't know what struggle feels like, just enter the gym once, okay? And then this is the first level of a struggle that every man should feel. And once you start to understand how struggle feels, how you do anything is how you do everything. So once you push past your limits in the gym, or in any type of sports, or in anything, when you exercise, you basically start to embrace that struggle. You start to learn that thing. And once you learn that thing, again, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything in one part of your life, it translates back to other parts of your life. So immediately you start to replicate the same thing inside the other things, in your relationships, in your personal life, and in your business as well. Now, why do you think Mark Zuckerberg just suddenly started MMA training? Why do you think Jeff Bezos, I recently saw him on a clip, and he was super jacked, like super jacked. And if you see Jeff Bezos 7-10 years ago, you'll see a skinny bitch. But there's something about exercising, there's something about experiencing that struggle to lift heavy, to do calisthenics, to do sports, to compete. There's something in that because of which, even though they have millions and billions in their bank account, they just do it. Not because they love to work out, but because they learn to embrace the struggle. And there's something about exercising, competing, and be better at sports that a lot of men don't understand. And if you're watching this, and if you are a skinny bitch, or if you're fat, if you're broke, just get in shape, man. Just get in shape. Because 95% of your problems get solved once you get in shape. I'm telling you this. As a man, you need to go through sufferings. You need to learn there is something on the other side of suffering. And suffering is not temporary. It's everyday hustle. You need to suck every single day before you get rich. And even when you get rich, you still have to struggle every single day. Business, life, relationships, everything is tough. And it should be tough. It's not the punishment that your life is giving you. It's the preparation of becoming something that you ever wanted to become. And it's the other side of the struggle and the pain and the work. And it's the way to get sharp and stay sharp for your entire life. And you basically find life easier, find work easier. Now, I create these YouTube videos twice a week, okay? Twice a week. It's a lot of work. And I have to set up all of those things. I have to go through a lot of brainstorming sessions in order to deliver this to you guys. And it's very tough. But I'm just pushing my limits so far that most other people don't. And that's the biggest advantage that I have over these guys in my space. Because a lot of people these days are soft. And you can easily beat them if you just become consistent, and if you just build this habit to embrace the struggle. Now let's talk about the habit number 3, which is building a deep focus. Now I'll give you an example in order to make you understand this, that what deep focus actually means. So if you give 10 pages to read to 2 people at once, let's say person A reads 10 pages per hour, okay? And the person B reads about 50 pages in just 1 hour, okay? Now, who do you think is more focused? Well, clearly person B, because person A is way more distracted than person B, because of which they are getting less work done in more time. And if we talk about the person B, he is getting more done in less time as compared to person A, because he simply has more focus. And there's a third person comes into the play, that motherfucker, this bad boy right here, person B, who basically dominates every single one of those and reads 100 pages in 1 hour. Now, who do you think will have more focus? Absolutely this guy. So most of the people don't understand this about rich guys. Nothing happens if you work 10 hours a day. All it matters that in those 10 hours, how many focused hours that you have worked on. If you have worked on 4 focused hours, then this is all you need. So by this video, don't ever brag about how many hours do I work a day. Because always, even if you work 12 hours a day, there'll always be less focused time. So start tracking how many focused hours you worked, not how many hours you worked. Because this builds wealth that most of the rich guys understand. That is why most of the richest people that I know, some of them work 4 hours a day and they have $1 million empire. Although they have systems like they are not taking care of everything by themselves. They have delegated that part to AI and a lot of those things. But this is how they simply get more done in less time. A billionaire that I know, he works only 45 minutes a day, sometimes less. And sometimes he pretend to work, that yeah, I'm working, but he's not. I'm not motivating you to work less hours. All I'm telling you to do, start focusing on focused hours, start tracking your focused hour, because this shit means this doesn't. And this might sound weird, this might sound funny, but the deepest flow of state a man can experience is when you shave your balls. And don't get me wrong, but it is actually true, because one bad decision, one bad move can ruin your entire life. And you will understand this if you are a man, if you have ever shaved your balls. If you haven't, I don't have any problem with you. But yeah, if you ever shaved your balls, you know how much focus that takes. How much focus you have to be in that point of time. I want you to replicate that entire focus. And I need you to have that same amount of focus that you have while shaving your balls in your work, in your day-to-day life, in your relationships, in your business, and every one of those things. And when you do this, you become that motherfucker. You become that beast that David Goggins is. But remember, your discipline can be broken very easily if you don't know how to control your emotions. Okay? So whenever your mom or your dad or someone in your friends start to doubt you, and you are very emotional in that way, and you just take everything to yourself and you question every single thing. Whenever your client, whenever some client of yours just quits the service and they tell you it's expensive, it's a worse service, you start to question your entire system. You start to question all of those good results that you have ever gotten for your clients. And you basically allow your brain to get triggered on every single comment, every single review that you get on your product, on service, or on your content. And you shouldn't be that way. A lot of people also hate Jeff Bezos. A lot of people hate iPhones. A lot of people hate Mark Zuckerberg. But what if they took everything to themselves? What if they were emotional? Do you think they'll be able to build this big empire? I don't think so. See, you might have heard this a lot of times, but your life is just 10% what happens to you. 90% is how you react to it. So I'll tell you a quick story that recently happened just a few days ago. So I have a gym bro, I have a friend, and they are basically young friends of mine, not of my age. But he was about to have a very big loss. He is running an event company. So what really happened, he onboarded a client, he spoke to that client, and he finalized all the dates of the event. He paid some of the agencies, some of the vendors, and he also told some of the artists that you have to come on your own expense. So those artists booked their flights, and he spent almost 1.5 lakhs on just preparing for that event. Now suddenly the client got in touch with some other guy, some other event manager. He just decided to go with him, and this made my friend panic for entire week, and he was just depressed, and I could see through his eyes, and I could see through his black dark circles that something is wrong. Okay, so we were having this chess day, and every single set that we were doing, and in between those sets he was just being depressed, and he was just thinking like, what should we do next? What if this happens? What if that happens? So it was all chaos inside his mind. And it went so far that he wasn't even talking to his friends. He wasn't even doing the sets as he used to do. And he was not performing at the gym as well. Like, he took all of the energy, all of the negative things, and just threw everything into his entire personal life, and it was affecting him a lot. So I remember I told him there are only two things that could happen. There are only two outcomes. You lose the money or you make it back. Either way, you have to be okay with all those things, and let this not translate into your entire life, not into your relationships, not into your friendships, and not into gyms and exercise and working out. Although 20 minutes later, that client messaged him that, let's do it, and send the entire invoice and all. And he was just kind of happy. But I don't think so that he understands that outcomes shouldn't dictate our happiness and our sadness. No matter what we get, you just have to push harder and harder every single day. That's what you need to do. And that's how these billion-dollar and million-dollar businesses are built. Because these people, these founders, these crazy motherfuckers don't attach themselves with the outcome, either good or bad. And I don't do it either. So whenever I lose money, I lost a lot of money in my entire career, scams and a lot of those things. So whenever I lose money, I don't chase it. I just fight for it, and I know deep inside that I'll make more of it. Because what's gone is gone. And I remember I lost around 2.5 lakhs a year ago, like 2 years ago, and my mom still, till this date, tells me, why don't you talk to that guy who scammed you? Why don't you do that and do all of this? And I simply say that, let me have my lunch. I don't care. I don't really care, because that's gone. Because the amount of efforts, the amount of energy, and the amount of worriness it will take to think about that money that I already lost, it doesn't make any sense for me. I just simply say to my mom that I'll make that in 2 weeks. Just watch me. So that's how you treat your life. It's 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it. See, all you need in order to succeed in life is treating every challenge, every problem is how I can pull this off. When things go wrong, losers always ask themselves that why me? And winners simply ask, how can I pull this off? Just like David Goggins did. If something bad happens to you, you have two choices. Either blame the other person, blame the society, blame friends, blame the family, or you can blame yourself and take the full control, full accountability of your own life. See, all you are right now is just because of your own self, okay? If you're not making the money that you always wanted to make, it's all you. It's not anyone else. It's not your clients. It's not your colleagues. It's not your team members. It's all you. It's all your decision. And because of your decisions that you made in the past, you are sitting where you are sitting right now. And whenever you try to blame anyone else other than you, like, it's not my fault, it's their fault. You wasn't able to finish that set in the gym, and you just told that the grip was loose. And this is the type of mentality that keeps you broke forever. So if you blame others, you'll be stuck in that place. But once you take the accountability, once you take the full control of your life in your hands, that everything I am right now is because of my decisions that I made till this date, you become unstoppable. And that's the click that you needed. And here's the biggest mistake that I see people do, and I did the same mistake too, that I started to set goals. Now, this might sound controversial, but there's something called goals. Now, everybody knows about goals, but there's something which is called identities. And you need to understand this, that you never chase a goal, that you never achieve a goal. You achieve an identity. You chase an identity. And most of the people don't understand that you never chase the goal. You chase the identity. You never achieve the goal. You achieve the identity, the person you want to become. And it's not your fault, it's not your mistake, because I did the same thing, because I used to consume the same content that you were consuming. Like, a lot of gurus say you need to set goals, but some of these gurus go beyond that level of craziness, and they suggest you not just to set goals, but also set the time frame. Like, when you want this to happen. And I simply hate that concept, and I simply don't get this, because how can you put a time frame and a date on something, and you want that thing to happen on a certain time, even after knowing that you don't have control on your own breath? You might lose it someday. How can you act like a god while being a human? You cannot. Now, it's a huge topic, and I'll get on to that some other day, but all I'm trying to talk about goals and identities. If you set big goals and you set a time frame on that, and you want that thing to happen on a certain date and time, then you are just setting yourself for failure. Whenever I used to set goals, I want to have 500,000 followers on Instagram, I want to have these many subscribers on YouTube, and I want to have these many customers, I want to have $1 million in my bank account. This doesn't mean shit, because you don't understand that you always become someone that you want to become. Because you always chase an identity, you never chase a goal. And this might happen to you in the past as well, that you set goals and you failed to achieve them in a certain timeline, and all you get is trauma. It makes you miserable. And this is the place where you start doubting yourself, where you get into bad habits, and where you start regressing to your old identity. So here's what I need you to understand. Right now, at this moment, by the end of this video, I want you to sit for hours. I don't know how long hours it will take, but I want you to build a character. Okay? I want you to build an identity that you will chase in order to achieve those goals that you always wanted to achieve. So if I talk about mine, I'm chasing identities like Mike Tyson. I'm chasing identities like Muhammad Ali, the one in the background. I'm chasing identities like Michael Jordan. I'm chasing identities like Alex Hormozy. And I'm chasing identities like Sam Owens. There are a lot of people like Stephen Hawking. So these are the kinds of characters, identities I'm chasing. Now, I'm not saying that I want to become a boxer. I'm not saying I want to become a sports person. I'm not saying I want to become Stephen Hawking, the scientist. But you'll get this, that all I'm doing, I'm taking the traits of these people and trying to build my own character, my 2.0 version. That's what I'm trying to do. So all I'm trying to take from these guys is their good traits that can build my own unique identity. So I want to take something from Mike Tyson. I want to take his resilience. I want to take his toughness. From Muhammad Ali, the same thing. I want to take the sharp mind from Michael Jordan. From Alex, I want to take the ability to explain complex things into simpler systems. Okay, from Sam Owens, I want to take the mindset. From Stephen Hawking, I want to take the scientist mentality, that everything that I'm building right now, I want to build it like a scientist. And one more guy is this character. Okay, you can also write Spider-Man, you can also write Batman. It's all about the character. You need to be obsessed with that character, but it's not the only thing. In order to become what you want to become, you first have to map out the identities. Okay, whatever character you like, and you want the trait of that character in your 2.0 version, you have to just map them down. No matter 20 characters, 10 characters, I would not assist you to have more than 7 to 8 identities, because there will be a lot of things that you have to take, and you can't take a lot. And if I talk about the mentors, you should only have 1 or 2 mentors in your life, because if you have too many mentors, then guess what? You're not going to get anywhere, and you're not going to apply the things that those people say. Okay? So map your identities down. Just see what are the traits that you want from these people and start behaving like them. Start becoming this 2.0 version. And guess what? The moment you realize this, that I need to become these guys. Whenever you try to acquire some bad habit, whenever you try to scroll on social media, these people will get into your vision. These people will come into your mind, because they won't do it. Just think of this. Whenever you try to do something bad, just think of this. Would Mike Tyson do that? Would Alex Hormozi do that? Would Michael Jordan do that? And the answer will always be no. Because in order to become this, I won't say this word on YouTube, but you have to do this thing to your 1.0 version. In order to become 2.0, you need to destroy this 1.0 version, the version you are right now. And this is why I hate the concept of believe in yourself. Because tell me one thing, you are broke yourself. You are lazy. You are just miserable. How come believing in your own character that is lazy, broke, and miserable can make you achieve the goal you ever wanted? This is why you shouldn't believe in yourself. You believe in the 2.0 version that you want to become. You believe in this guy that you are building. And you have to basically morph, you have to basically shape the character down of this person. I'm sorry, it's not even a person, if not, it's not even a human. But yeah, you get my point. In order to become your 2.0 version, you need to start behaving like these guys from right at this point. And when you stop chasing goals and you chase identities, you basically achieve your goal. But your focus shouldn't be on achieving your goal first. I understand you want a Porsche. I understand I want a Porsche. I understand you want $1 million in your bank account. But identity is something you need to focus upon. So the moment you stop chasing goals and you start to chase identities, it's the moment you just get that click. Because what David Goggins did, he just watched someone in Navy SEAL. He just watched the documentary and he believed that I want to become that identity. I want to chase that Navy SEAL identity, which is why he's able to achieve that goal, which was lose 100 pounds in just 3 months. He didn't set the goal of losing 100 pounds. He didn't set that. He just mapped down his character, that what the David Goggins 2.0 want to become. What are the traits that I'll have in this 2.0 Navy SEAL version? And he just crushed that. But here's the thing. In order to go from 1.0 version to 2.0, you have to have systems in place, okay? Like systems. Let's say you want to achieve $1 million in entire year. You have to build systems that will push you every single day without getting burnt out in order to achieve this identity. Okay? So now onwards, don't ever think of setting a goal. And if someone says, if your friend says, what's your goal for the year? Just send this video to him. David Goggins went from a 300-pound pest control worker to becoming one of the most toughest endurance athletes in the world. Not because he had some special talent, not because he was lucky, but because he had that click moment when he was sitting on the couch and watched the Navy SEAL documentary. And he never looked back. He never regressed back to old habits and the old self, the old 1.0 version that he just buried somewhere. Building an unbreakable mindset isn't about copying someone else's routine and applying it into your life. It's about finding your own click moment. It's about embracing the struggle and choosing your 2.0 version, your new identity over any circumstances. Because for some of the people, this mind is their biggest weapon. And for some, it's their biggest weakness. I don't know when you'll have that click moment, but if it's right now, then wake the fuck up. And I'll see you in the next one.